Aquarius, so your channel messages are something around I'm starting to feel better now. So I don't know why that through my last few channel messages, it was a lot around illness, okay, or an ill nurse, someone that's a nurse. But they always keep get me to look at like I wasn't feeling very good, but I am now, like I'm recovering. So a cover worker, or I just feel better, like I wasn't, but now I actually starting to feel better. So it could have been a fluctuation in energy, like I was having a high moment, now a low. It could be like ADHD, something like that. But I definitely keep hearing like I wasn't feeling very good, but now I am. Now, for a lot of people, like, you know, if these messages do not relate to you, every message is not going to relate to everybody, okay? It could even be within your relatives. I don't know. But what they keep saying to me, I wasn't feeling very good, but now I do. Now we've kind of discussed that, now we've kind of gone over it. You could have had an argument and you've now discussed it and you feel better, okay? But something for better or for worse. So it might be around the relationship itself. Could be like a Sagittarian or a Taurus placement, because you could be dealing with like the actual relationship itself. And now I actually feel better. Like I wasn't, and I was recovering from something, okay, and now I actually feel much better. I may have found out, I may have spoke to someone, and because I've now found out whatever it was, I'm now starting to feel much better. It could have been where I just needed to get a load of things off my chest. Now they're saying chest, so it might have something around breasts, cancer, or something like that, or like now we've found out some news, now I can start moving forward. It may have been around a life path 7 or a Cancerian, something like that, I don't know, but like now we've found out, now I'm okay. Could even be COVID, things like that, like I was under the weather, or the name Heather, or Haley, or H, or Henry. But again, the messages keep staying the same at the moment, for like they have for a majority of people. I wasn't feeling very good, but now I do. We wasn't speaking, but now we are, and now I feel better. I was recovering from something that made me feel slightly under the weather or ill, and now I actually starting to feel better. So I don't know what that is. It could even be food that you're eating or something, or you had very low energy levels. But again, you know, take under advisement, a channel messages is not for everybody, and tarot readings are not for everybody. Okay, if I say not, you say Pisces. I could have Pisces or a life path 3 in my chart, or dealing with one. It could even be called Charlotte. But like, you know, it keeps coming up as the same as what I've kind of been channeling just lately. So the name Lee, Laura, Lucy, Lucifer, Capricorn. Anybody begin with L, Liz, Liam. Also keeping the name Liam or Nelson or Nigel, or anybody begin with N. Okay, or Liam. Okay, Liam Nelson, taken. So someone's fearing that a person may be taken from them. And it's about finding out some news. Is this around like an elderly resident? Like you could even work at an elderly residential home or something, I don't know. Or like worried about a parent or an elderly resident going into a residential home and someone worries about them quite a lot. Okay. So I'm also hearing Holmes, her that was Sherlock, maybe, but Holmes, what was her name that was married to Tom Cruise for a while? Something Holmes. So that name. But people that work in elderly residential homes, putting someone into a home, or it is someone at home that could be a parent, and you've been worried about them, okay? And this person could also be an elderly resident, okay? And you kind of look after them. It could be a mother, a father, a sibling, and it's like a residential home where now someone can get the right care. It could be like, you know, we was going through doctors and stuff like that, and I was trying to get a second opinion, blah, 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 and now we've found the right care worker, or we've found the right cover. Some of you could have been at work and we was desperate for cover, and someone to cover people off that may have been ill, and someone's been covering someone's shift. Someone is now recovering from alcohol, or, I don't know, coming down under the weather or something like that. You definitely got this message that keeps poking up in a lot of my channel stuff. Definitely around Leo, but again, we look at 8s. If you don't know how I read in cards that represent the number on the top. So Leo and Aquarius have an 8. If I was to say life path 8, I would say you can watch it as a Leo and Aquarian. If I was to say Leo, I'd say Leos, you can watch it as an Aquarius or a life path 8, so on and so forth. It's up to you whether you believe me or not, but it's down to you. Not Pisces, you could be dealing with a 3 and a Pisces in your chart somewhere, and someone could have been ill, okay, or it could have been like a third party or something like that, and now you found out and now you know. The better the devil, you know. So something around Devi, Evie, Steve, or the devil, and you might be dealing with a Capricorn, something like that. Or you could be a Capricorn in your chart somewhere, and you may have been waiting to find out some kind of news about recover worker, illness, that kind of stuff, and now you kind of got a diagnosis, and now you're kind of okay, that kind of thing, right? You're kind of coming back to life, signs of life again, okay? So it might have been something that was very urgent for you to find out. You've been kind of waiting. Okay, feel like a doctor's waiting room is kind of what I'm hearing like. So something like that, like I've been waiting for a little while and now I feel better because I now know the answer. Okay, something like that. Okay, so let's see. So Aquarius, what have we got through the steampunk deck? Steve. Anyway, so steampunk deck, what has Aquarius got here? Any advice for them? Move the fuck on. So move on, Ronald or Rachel or anybody beginning with R. But yeah, I definitely keep hearing like move on. So if any of you are kind of like all caught up in third energies and stuff like that, you're just saying like, just move on. Okay, start moving on now. Okay, so it might be where you're trying to get over something and it's like now it's time to move on. Okay, so or Yvonne, I keep hearing Yvonne or Evie. Okay, but like I don't know, it's just time to pack up my shit and start moving on with life. Okay, so that would normally only come up if any of you are like worried about another person being in another relationship maybe, or like something happens, you're like, well, at least now I found out and now really it's basically just time to fucking move on because I tried and I tried and I tried and it probably didn't work, so because it failed it's now time to move on. It could also be time to forget it, like let's just forget this and start moving on with the relationship that we're in. Okay, but just say move the fuck on. Okay, so any of you that may relate to that message or a cross watcher, let's see. Any other messages for Aquarius? Go see some shit. Do some new things. Talk to people. Cooler than you. I'm also hearing Cool Hand Luke, or the name Luke, or Lucy, or Laura, or Louise, or Lulu. But I don't know. They just keep saying, get some shit done, get some shit. Do some new things. Like if you're really bored, do something new. Okay, do something new. Okay, probably go out. Let's see. I mean, who would be cooler than you, really? Do you know what I'm saying? Any other messages for Aquarius? Spend your time on something worth it. Don't waste it on ridiculousness. Okay, so it feels like that some of you just feel like, you know what, I'm wasting my time, keep fucking trying to get through to someone, they're not listening, so I've got no choice but to start moving on with my life. Now, like I said, if you've been really fighting someone for fucking ages to come out of a third energy, or if you are involved in that, because I can only really understand why it is that you need to start moving on. Okay, so if you've tried at someone in something and you've been like, you know what, I've just been battering my head up against a brick wall, blah, 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 it's now time to start moving on, right? So I can only really pick that up if any of you guys are in a third energy, right? Third party energy. Start going to see some stuff, like do things, blah, blah, blah. Spend your time on something that's worth doing, not on things that are not worth doing. So if I've been trying and I really keep picking up that someone's trying for a baby, or something like that, and we've been trying for a baby for ages and it just isn't working, or something that just doesn't work and I've been fucking trying it and trying. It could even be around your work, and you've been trying it and you're like, you know what, this just, I really am getting nowhere with this. So basically, I mean, whatever that is, even if it's a hobby and you've been doing it, right, and it isn't working, and it's just like, it really isn't working, I've got to try something different. Do something completely and utterly different. Right? Because some people, they get their calling and they think, you know what, I'm called in this direction, and I keep doing it and it don't work, okay, and it isn't working, and it isn't working, and it isn't working, and it isn't working. I'm getting really frustrated the fact that isn't working. Well, that's this. You don't continue to do that. That's you stopping doing that, thinking it's actually not working. It really isn't. So I've got to do something else, right? Whatever that may relate to you. Okay, so Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius. So let's see. It could even be trying to get through to someone and you're like, you know what, I've been talking to you for goddamn ages and it isn't working, so I need to try something else. Okay, let's see. I mean, it's a bit like this. I mean, I know a lot of people are tarot card readers, but it's a bit like this. Like, if I was doing this and it really wasn't working and it wasn't proving itself to be able to support me, I would do another job. I would go and get another job, I'm not saying it isn't, but I'm just saying for a lot of you, whatever that may be that you are called in a direction for, if it constantly persists to not get anywhere and you're only doing it for, like, money, then there's not really a lot of point. Like, I know things have to you know, you have to survive. But if you're doing it to survive and it isn't working, that's because you need to find some other kind of form of work, right? Let's see. So Aquarius, what have they got going on, please? What's Aquarius got going on this week? Aquarius, what do they have going on this week? So you could be dealing with a Capricorn. There's this energy of like just making a plan, basically. We've got a plan, okay, but it's not happening quite yet, okay? So it's kind of like a standoff, standstill, okay? I don't know why I keep hearing like a birthday party around stand up, sit down, everybody, every man join the caravan of love. Some of them might live in a caravan, I don't know, it's, you know, a caravan. But I definitely keep hearing like this, okay, so we know what direction we're going in, we've made a plan, we've spoke about it, we know, but it's not happening yet. So it more than likely isn't happening this week, okay? So whatever it is that you want to do is kind of not happening yet, right? Now, if you're really struggling to find motivation to do something that is persisting itself to not give you anything in return, stop doing it, okay? Stop doing it. Because it feels like that what you're doing or what they're doing, if it's involving work, is a waste of my time. Like I keep doing this and it seems to be a waste of my time because I'm not getting anything in return for it. Nothing seems to be picking up. It just stays exactly the same as what it has done, okay? I don't give a word of advice for a lot of you if this is because I don't know why they keep getting me to look at people that are specifically knowing about being a YouTuber, okay? The majority of YouTubers is mainly around vlogging. People prefer that kind of stuff. I think that tarot card reading has come to a kind of like a standoff of a dead end because there's so many, okay? But if any of you guys are completely unaware of, like, say, TubeBuddy, okay? TubeBuddy is where you have to look at an SEO, right? And you get a mark out of how much. So if you look in my subscription, okay, in the Show More section, it says Aquarius April 2022 weekly tarot, okay? And then a few other words that say tarot in it, okay? That shows the algorithm that what my channel is about is tarot card readings. That's what it shows the algorithm. It's not a human being that does that, okay? So then what you need to do when you're finding taglines is you need to add enough that gives you an SEO score of 100, okay, 100. Because it gives you a score, but you have to pay for it. It's called TubeBuddy, okay? Gives you a score, okay? So it relates to your title, it relates to what's in the Show More section, and then it relates to your tag lines, okay, what you're tagging it as. Aquarius, weekly tarot, then find things that are tarot, weekly at Aquarius. Aquarius tarot reading, okay. When you've got enough of them, that'll give you a score. If any of you guys are trying and you're like, you know what, why does this not reach anybody? It's because YouTube doesn't know what you're doing, what audience it is that you're aiming for. Why am I talking about tarot card readings? I've got no idea. But there's a message there. You can't always rely on other people to do it for you, okay? So basically, when you're starting off, you learn as you go ahead, okay? But the majority of people struggle is because they don't understand those few concepts in life, okay? You have to be very intriguing on the camera, okay? So you have to grasp people's attention. Like, this is more than likely losing a load of people because they're thinking, you know what, this really isn't fucking anything to do with me whatsoever, so I'm bored. I'm fed up, I'm frustrated, I don't want to know that sort of shit. These aren't my kind of messages, right? So you have to be eventful, you have to captivate. You really could be dealing with a Capricorn. But you have to captivate people in the moment. It's about you. Captivation of YouTube is, man, I'm kind of like, hello everybody. Yeah, this is a tarot card. Hold on a minute, let me get the book. I would be bored within minutes. People are like bored with me, right? So look at those kind of things. You know, it's about captivation, captivating the moment. Okay, it's about keeping people intrigued. That's why it's a little bit of something and a little bit of nothing. Because if what you've got back in return is nothing, it's you having to change what you're doing for your work. Okay, so it's about getting people. Law of attraction is what comes to you as you meet it because it feels right. It just feels, it suits me really well. Okay. So it's companionship, basically. Okay, so that's not for everybody. That's for a message that Spirit's getting me to talk about for some of you that are maybe struggling around wanting to be, I don't know, famous or whatnot, but fame is not what you think. Okay, let's see. And pictures are bullshit. You know, do you know that? Pictures are shit, right? Because you can't tell what a person is beyond just a picture. It's just a picture. That's all it is. You can't tell a person's personality for a picture. It doesn't mean anything. It's literally just a moment in time. It doesn't show someone's. It doesn't show someone's true self because it's a picture. Okay. If that's relevant to you, I've got no idea. Okay. But let's see. Okay. People also need to see your face for clarification that they know who they're speaking to. Builds confidence. YouTube is all about confidence. It's the only way I ever got mine. Was confidence building. Was to speak in front of a camera. Okay. Lack of confidence is something that people will pick up on. You're not a very confident person. So how can I confront you if you're not giving me any confidence? Okay. That kind of thing. It's very important for motivation. If you don't have any motivation, how can you motivate someone? Okay. If you have lack of energy. Okay. Let's see. Well, lack of confidence. Confidence is everything. It's big dick energy, man. Right? It is. It's having an air about you of confidence, of knowing, you know what? I'm good, man. I'm good the way I am. I don't need to change for anybody. I'm just naturally being me. Okay? Natural. I don't have to force it. I don't have to force people to go when I'd say or do. I don't want to control people. I just am who I am. And that's what I like about me. Okay? Have to be authentic. Okay? Because people start getting bored, getting fed up. Trust me, a lot of people get bored and fed up around my readings because they want it to relate to when they're watching it. And when it doesn't, a lot of people think, you know what, a tarot card reading is supposed to relate to me because it says Aquarian. No. That's a personal reading. Right? Let's see. Aquarius, what they got coming up. Why I'm talking about tarot readings, I've got no idea why they get me to talk about it, but okay, so it is something spiritual here. I need to go back to ground zero and go back to the start. If what I keep starting keeps failing, then I need to think of something different. Just because I'm spiritual, it doesn't mean I need to be a tarot card reader. Okay, I might be spiritual, sure. People ask me all the time, how do you channel and how do you do all that sort of stuff? It's in my chart. It's physically in my chart. How do I do it? By doing it. By doing it, not talking about it. Okay, you can't pay people to show you how to channel. It just happens to me naturally. I just naturally started doing it years and years and years ago. But the only reason I ever got any better at it was by doing it every single fucking day. Right? But like I said, you know, if it's anything that is spiritual, it's kind of like, you know, you need to tweak it a little bit and think, you know what, I need to do something different, man. I need to like look at doing something that is proving itself to become something and not just like I keep watching and waiting for things to start to happen, but they don't, you know. So I need to stop, go back to the boring board, okay, and just like, okay, so now what do I do? You know, what do I do now? What do I do to fill my time? Okay, because it feels like time wasting, like I seem to be wasting my time, or I don't know. But it might be around like you being kids. Simple as that. I keep trying to get through to my children or this person to just try to get them to fucking, you know, let's go out, let's do something. Let's, you know, like, and this is where friends, I'm like this. Friends are like, you know what, come out, let's go clubbing. Oh, fuck clubbing, bruv, I'm in bed by upstate. It's true, I'm 46, bruv, and I've done it. I've been there, wore the t-shirt and thrown it out and spat on it. I don't want to go clubbing. I don't really want to go out. Like, I just don't. I don't force myself to. I actually enjoy my own company. You know, but it's things like that, you know, people forcing you to do something and you're like, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to do that. So what should I? You know. So, you know, you don't never change yourself for someone else. You have to be on the right page in life, you know. But it might be where people are trying to force you to go out, Aquarius, or you are them, and they're like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to mingle around people. I don't really want to be seen out. I just want to stay in. You know, I want to hibernate. You know, something wrong with that. people say, oh, you're obviously depressed because you're staying in. So fucking what? So what, man? Like, you know, don't put so much burden on yourself. You know, life these days is really about staying in. Look at when you went out. What did you do? Get pissed and take fucking drugs and get into fights and fucking, like, I come back in a hangover with a kebab stuck in my bollocks? Fucking bullshit, bruv. Like, you know, I don't need all that stress in my life. You know, but I mean, it could be around that. You know, people forcing you to go out, and you're like, I don't want to. I don't want to. Okay, let's see, Aquarius. What have we got coming up? And just relax, also Aquarius. You know, a lot of people are so quick to want to go from one tarot reading to the next tarot reading to the next tarot reading to keep trying to find the same answer and not actually give a fucking tarot card reader a chance for the reading to start. You know, oh no, I'm out. You know, skip right forward till the end because I'm in a rush. What, to die? Really? But again, here, there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of worry, there's a lot of like, you know what, it's just kind of like plaguing my mind the way that I'm just staying in at the moment. Someone probably really feels under the weather here. They just don't feel like themselves at the moment. Right? I just really just don't feel like myself. I just kind of feel like staying in, you know, catch up on my sleep, you know, feel tired, feel exhausted by forcing people to do something. See, life is really about giving up, you know. When you look at elderly people, okay, I was having a conversation with this with my girlfriend, right? Elderly people, when you look at elderly people, right, grandmas and grandparents, right, they're so giving because they're kind of like, oh, that's all right, dearie, we don't mind, you have it, right? But when you're younger, you're like, oh, I want stuff, right? Then when you become parents, you get asked, and I want this. No, you can't have it, okay? We're struggling. But when you get older, right, and you've got a pension and you've got money and you've got your house and you've lived all of your experiences, you become very calm, very collected, and very kind of like, you know what, I've got grandkids, you know what, I'm going to treat them while I'm here. You know, they become very relaxed and very wise and just don't really give a fuck, right? Just like, I'm happy staying in. I'm all right just being on my own. I've got the television, that kind of stuff. This here could be for an elderly person and they're all right and you're worried about their safety. But they seem to be fine because they're doing what they want. Okay, so if any of you are a bit like, you know, I keep trying to force this person to go out and do something, get something going in themselves, and they don't ever want to, and I keep saying, look, kids, just go out and enjoy something. No, I want to sit on the computer. Raising children is about letting them do that, you know. 27, 28, 29, you know, like parents, for instance. Another conversation, this is where people are going to get bored, but it's true facts, right? When you look at kids and you look at a woman's cycle, right, of pregnancy, right, when you normally start reaching, 40, 41, you start going through your menstrual cycle of where it's kind of becoming too late for you to actually start to bear children for your eggs and stuff, right? So when we're kind of like young, is to say, you know what, let's have kids because my body clock says I'm supposed to have kids at this age, right? But I know absolutely fuck all about life itself at all. Am I still actually learning life myself until I get to the age of 40 to 50. Okay, when I reach 40 to 50, I kind of really start to relax a little bit more and stay in and not really want to go out, not get involved in community and shit and bollocks, all that sort of stuff, right? I'd rather just sort of stay in, okay, and raise my kids and children. But when you are forced by society to say, you know what, your body clock tells you that at the age of 16 to 17 you should have a child, but you know nothing about life itself yet. So how are you going to raise your children, right? Society of body clock tell us to rush, okay, when really it's not rushing. It's about making something stable first that I feel, what, Steve's famous 3, safe. I feel safe where I am. When I do, I can build up a rapport with someone. When I start talking and speaking and being honest, we're getting to know each other on a deeper level of 3, commitment, relationship, trust, safety, house, home, relationship. If I don't trust myself and I don't trust the other person, y'all get the finger, right? So do you know what I'm saying? It's about trusting the process of life, Aquarius, trusting the process of life, okay? Going forward on your energy fearlessly. Someone else has fear of abandonment or rejection. That's because they're learning to trust, okay? Learning to trust. Okay, so Aquarius, Aquarius, what they got coming up this week for Aquarius. So you've got the Emperor. You see, you've got a backing energy. Okay, someone that's very wise, someone that has saprophilia, of what I like to call it, someone that is emotionally intelligent. Me, for instance, I could go out, I wouldn't get a job. When I quit school, I had no education whatsoever. I couldn't read or write. I had dyslexia. It was no fucking good. I spent my life fucking hurting my back building this house and many others. Very good sort of job, right? Later on in life, I had no fucking idea that the majority of my knowledge was going to be saprophilia of emotionally intelligent, and that I was going to be confident enough to run my own business and channel in order to speak to people confidently, okay, and believe in the word that I hear, okay. So I could now, at any point, go and get a job, walk in with no CV whatsoever, but I could sit there and I could make someone in awe of the spiritual stuff that I would know, but not really related to spiritual stuff. I would start telling people about security and safety and what that means as children and blah, 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 and blurt out the shit that I normally do that would actually impress someone and think, you know what, you're actually a really good counsellor. I think you would suit that kind of job. Bam. No education from a book, but education of life, of an experience of, like, when you look at drug counselling, okay, you get a drug counsellor and they say, we're gonna sort your life right out. You're like, no, I've never been an addict before, but I've learned that you guys struggle because I've read it from a book. Oh, really? And then you get counsellor number 2 that had been a heroin addict, a fucking crack addict, and really struggled in life completely and sorted themselves out and have done for many years, sorted themselves out through devastation in life. Experience is the Emperor. I have experience because I've done that many times that I know now not to, okay, not to force an energy of 4, Scorpio, Aries, okay, 4s, to not force a person, okay. So I know it because I've experienced it. I've not just read it from a book. I've not got it from another person. I've got it by going through life. I know. Grandpa, grandma, a mother, okay, maybe, right, but yourself also, okay. I'm older enough and ugly enough to know life backwards because I've been dragged through it backwards. Okay, let's see, Aquarius, don't worry, Aquarius, if you want to go back to a normal, it's really not going very far very quickly at the moment. It's kind of putting a standstill. Your partner might be struggling around sleep. There could be some kind of stuff going on around somebody's health. Could be kind of mental health. There could be a lot of relaxation that's needed for your partner. There's definitely a backing energy here that someone wants you to go towards, or they're coming towards you, but just not yet. Just not actually yet, right? There's a few things that are going on in maybe this person's life that's to say, it's going to happen, but just not yet. Okay. Let's see. Aquarius. So you got 8. Tarot card readers. People who do tarot card reading. Okay. So a lot of you already are. Okay. Okay. This is a person, sorry, but I have a Scorpio and Aries placement in my work sector that represents always being able to financially support myself financially. Business opportunities. Making businesses from businesses. Fingers in different pies of earning different amounts of money. Okay. Other ways and other means of earning money. A good backing. A good foundation in life. A nice house, home, job. Stable energy. Admirable energy. To admire energies for what they've built up in life. What they've made of themselves. It's a stable energy that people go towards. It's admiration. I admire you for the amount of work that you put in to you, to yourself, to your company, and to your business, and to also me, to give me that time to get to know you on a deeper emotional level, to know that this is becoming stronger, that you are not forcing me to do it, you are willing to wait for me. That tells me, this person, that you are worth the weight in gold here, because I'm prepared to. Right. For all the people that have skipped it. Let's see, Aquarius. You know, tarot card readings are really about advice anyway. You know, you can watch 10,000 that just kind of... You know, there's this energy of feeling lost, right? Still feeling slightly discombobulated, right? This up-down emotion, okay? Very emotional at this time. Trying to find my way, guide. This is people that seek out people of tarot card readers to help guide them through an energy of been there and done that. I've been there and done it and wrote a book about it, experienced it and read it and thrown it out. Okay, but I've done it all the same. I've been there, done that. Okay, so this is seeking to be one. Okay, but how many tarot card readers are there on YouTube? Billions, thousands, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands. It's like making a cake and putting hundreds and thousands all over it, trying to find a needle in a haystack of a niche that suits you. Okay. Trust me, I know people that have been doing it for years and they still don't have many subscribers. They don't. They've been doing it for years and years and years and years and years. Still don't have very many. And then you get some people that start off within a few months and they've got fucking thousands. They've got thousands. Now, the only two things that ever tells me is, one, they're actually cheating the algorithm somehow, or two, it's just luck within their chart to say you are supposed to be financially set in life and this is you. And the way you do it is by answering your calling. We will make you comfortable to what you're supposed to have at our pace, not yours, not yours, at spirit's pace. Okay. Slow and steady wins the race. Okay. So, for instance, and I'm going to give you this for you guys that are kind of like thinking away or anything. Why do I only do 2 tarot card readings roughly per day? Why do I do that? And why do I do more for Patreon now? Right? Because there's so many people out there that are basically just looking for more money that they just throw out 3 or 4 or 5 tarot card readings per day to get YouTube to support them. So they'll do 4, 5 twin flame stuff, like, you know, loads of things, where I discovered a long time ago, no matter how many readings I were putting out, my channel was still only growing at a pace it was supposed to, because it didn't really change much from me doing 3 to 4 to 5 to actually just doing 2. Okay, doing too many to prove itself that it still isn't working any more than what it is doing less. I decided, fuck it. Why am I forcing myself to do something where I'm being provided enough anyway? So I'm just going to slow down, okay, and start to let destiny think, well, we're going to provide you with what you're supposed to get, okay. So I'm saying, so there is also messages there for me. I do have Aquarius in Venus, but, you know, it's about not forcing things and letting things come to you naturally. If you force it, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Okay. Let's see, Aquarius. So, you got an answer of no. Someone's hiding in the shadows here, watching something to do around tarot card readings, but not saying anything. They're just in the shadows there, watching and watching. This could be someone that's watching multiple tarot card readings and going around and around searching for an answer that they already had. This could be a breakup, a split up, and it happened ages ago, and I'm letting tarot determine my future without going out and finding one. When will it just rock up? What's going to happen next week? What's going to happen next month? And the month after, and the month after, and the month after that, without me physically showing action to go and get it, to doll myself up and go out. Your first message for a lot of you is about, oh, I can't be bothered, I don't want to go clubbing, I don't want to go out, I just want to stay in. So I'll just browse social media. I'll just browse social media for what? For what? What are you looking for? A relationship? You're going to find that on social media. Unless you're on a Plenty of Fish or a dating website. But then if you do find someone, that requires you to what? Go and get it. Go and get it. Okay? Don't never sit back waiting for time to come to you. Okay? If that's what you want. Okay? That's what you want. because slim pickings of relationships are very minimal these days. And isn't that funny how everybody wants one? More than likely, or when you don't, is normally when you get it. I don't want a relationship, Steve, but fuck, this person walked through my door all of a sudden. And when was that? When I wasn't looking for one. Your destiny will hit you straight in the face when it's supposed to. Believe me. That's why they say be careful what you wish for, because you might just get something stable that freaks you the fuck out. Oh my God, no, they're stable. There's got to be something wrong. I don't trust the process. I need to find out from a tarot reader first before I've even got to know them. Fear straight away. Oh my God, this person's natural. They love me. What's that? Let's see, Aquarius. So waiting. There you go. So basically, some of you are just waiting patiently. Patience. High Priestess. Patient. Okay, I am just being patient and just going with the flow, baby. Just letting anything be what it is. But I'm still prepared to wait for the person. Why is that? Because you are. Time is something, whether you wait for people or whether you don't, you're still going to be waiting all the same, because everybody waits to die. We all queue up in life when we're born. It's like a huge queue towards fucking heaven. Even though we don't want to get there, we're like, fuck, we're all queuing up to get to heaven. When's that going to happen? In a little rowboat. Clap, clap. Number 6. Okay. So what happens when we get there? Do we go to heaven or hell? For the person that's been battering my channel in with all of this jargon, fucking the book bollocks, please, person that is a, what do you call it, Christian, please stop, because you're just being reported every time, leaving shitloads of, like, all in my chat, like, please go over to this one and watch this and the clergyman of this, and you're all going to go to hell, and all you spiritual people, go away, please, because you don't get through anyway. Just make your own channel. Just put fear into people, make them believe they're going to go to hell, okay, so they can read the book, okay. This is religious people, man. Sorry, it's just anyway, yeah, for a lot of you, you're just prepared to wait. It's, like I said, time is something that you wait on anyway, whether you're waiting on your own or whether you're waiting for a person. At the end of the day, you're still going to be waiting, right? That's kind of what you're doing. What you've got here is a timeline of basically working, continuing on with my job, continuing on the way I am, and making things change for me while I'm waiting for the other person to come towards me. Okay? So there you go. So you've got a strong energy that is waiting for, like, well, I'm here. I'm here, Felicia, whenever you want me. Just reach out, talk whenever you want, but I'm here. Okay? So that's what you got so far. If you want to go deeper into the reading, it will be the full access bundle only. Once we've drawn you more cards, I'm supposed to have done 2 separate, but I haven't. But we'll do your full spread, okay, clarify them. When we've finished that, we look into the hidden shadows, the hidden truth, messages of closure, and the hidden truth, message of closure, and stuff in the dark. I don't know, fuck. But they're separate readings. I think they're really good because they tell me, like, why is this person feeling it? Who is feeling that? It's either piss off, yes, no, stop waiting, I resent you, I hate you, or I love you, I think about you all the time, I watch your social media. Loads of 3 decks with loads of different stuff in it. And then we actually go over it by clarifying them, by telling you who may be feeling that, why they may be feeling that, what they've got going on. It's a separate reading for this one, okay? So you get that over on the other side. It's a full access bundle only, and you will continue to get that throughout the whole week. Throughout the whole month, okay, full access bundle only now because the months have been gone, and then you also get a 1 week that does not come over here. It only goes to the people that are on full access bundle to give them something more exclusive for joining. So it's 1 whole week of a story and also those readings for 1 week exclusive only for the people that have joined Patron, that help me survive, that help give you the messages, okay? So thank you. Okay, so if you want to join, you can, but you can find that link provided below and all of the information that tells you all about it below. You can also follow Angel Radio as a music producer. If you like it, you can follow it. It's free. It's another channel. They are listed below. Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Aquarius, and I'll see you soon.